Kings, queens, and internet cousins, let's dish. So I'm starting with laundry, but I have a question. Have any of you guys ever been roofied before? Because I have, and one of my friends have, so I'm just curious to see. Now, this is alleged, and it's just for educational and entertainment purposes only, but we know that the girls talked to the bartender that night. And we know that the bartender was also friends with some of their friends and maybe some questionable characters that had it out for the girls and Ethan. But my question is, do you think it's possible that the bartender knew something and he possibly roofied the girls? Because the more I watch the grub truck footage, I understand being drunk or tipsy and kind of stumbling around, but the girls were stumbling a lot, like really hard. There's a clip where literally they trip and it's like their entire bodies come out of frame and they look like they're gonna just fall over when they're ordering their food. I'm asking because when I got roofied, I went out, I bought 2 bottom shelf lemon drop shots. The bartender bought me a beer while I was in the restroom. I drank about this much of it, and I don't know if it was the date drug, but everything went, I mean, the lights, I had double hip replacement, and I remember what it felt like coming up out of the anesthesia after about 5 years after that happened to me, and I remember what it felt like. So I just wonder, do you think maybe the girls were roofied? Because we know that Jack Showalter lied in his initial statement. He said he was with the girls until roughly 2:30 a.m., but he left at 1:43 a.m., and you can check the timestamps around 1:42 to 1:43. And the girls actually left right around 1:46, just a few minutes after him when their food was ready. So it just makes me wonder, had they maybe been roofied? Is it a possibility that maybe it's not just random people roofing people, but possibly the bars putting it inside of the liquor for certain customers maybe? After that happened to me, I don't trust a soul. I never drank alcohol after that again. It literally traumatized me. I've been in therapy and done so much stuff. But the moral of the story is, I wouldn't put it past them. It feels like everybody was in on it. There's also a clip where he's doing some weird hand signal, and I'm going to make a separate video on that. But I just found it weird because we seen in one of the body cam footages the weird hand signals going on. And then the girl, I think it was his wife, that works for MPD, stepped into the frame, and the guy made a hand signal with the one with the long hair and the orange yellow sweater with the knot on his head, and then she just got out of the frame really quick, but you could see Kaylee and Maddie behind them. Also, do you guys ever think that we'll figure out what happened with that live stream in the Fight Club or whatever was going on? Because I'm really curious if we'll ever get to the bottom of that. Is there anyone else in a college or has been in a fraternity that knows anything about the underground Fight Club rings or anything like that? Because I just really, really wonder, man. I mean, and the fact that all of the cops were in plain clothes that night and at the bar and shit. I've never went to the bar when I used to party and ever seen my local law enforcement there in plain clothes, first of all. But second of all, unless somebody was fucking getting arrested. So what is going on? I mean, think about it. If the girls knew that guy and he was the bartender, they probably, the last thing they would have thought is that he would have done something like that to them if he did. I mean, like I said, this is all alleged and just a train of thought that I had. I wish there was a way to upload all of the information and the timestamps and all of the interrogations to like ChatGPT and have it analyze it and then cross-reference everything into a graph so we can see who's fucking lying, because a lot of people are. And personally, I don't care what anyone says about the ISP photo drop. Those fucking bodies were staged. The blood spatter's inconsistent. There's too much pooling in certain areas and not in others. And honestly, if the attack would have happened inside of the house, you would have seen splatter everywhere. It would have went up the walls. It would have been at a different velocity because there was literally 4 fucking weapons used. Someone just tagged me in the autopsy results they just released, and it did have listed that Kaylee was asphyxiated, and I told you guys there was a portion of the tape where she was literally gasping for air. Like, I've never seen anything like it except for in Lifetime movies or like a Netflix series. It was sick. So obviously she wouldn't have been able to cry out for help. And I sincerely wonder, I wish they would have added to the report whether or not her hyoid bone was broken, because they did say that she was asphyxiated. I also want to make a video where I reenact how long it would take just to make the arm motions of doing that to 120 times at least. To say that one person committed this crime and then got away with it and left no trace, nothing was left in his car, and he doesn't have a prior record, never had any not drug charges, but any kind of violent history or past is weird to me. I mean, why would you pick a vegan for the person that you're going to blame for this? He doesn't even eat meat and he can't stand blood. So to me, I always thought that was weird too. Ladies, please take my advice. Don't take drinks from men. I would recommend not going to the bar at all at this point because it's just not safe like it used to be. Just like Dylan, if you saw your roommate pass out on the floor, why would you just leave her there? When me and my girls used to party, we literally went everywhere together. We would even go in the same stall together because we always wanted to make sure we had each other's backs and that everyone was safe. If somebody went outside to smoke, we were all exiting the building for her to smoke or me to smoke or whatever the case may have been. Please stay aware of your surroundings. Please always keep a weapon on you. Like I said, pepper spray. If you don't have anything like that on you, a pen will work fine if you come to life or death type of situation and someone's trying to hurt you. Pay close attention to your surroundings. And if you're a trusting person, please know that not everyone has the same heart as you. It took me a long time to learn that. Sometimes the same people that you have good intentions for are the same ones who are envious and jealous of you and they want to take your life from you. And some people will stop at nothing to see your demise. Just like I said, if Dylan invited Kaylee down there, why wouldn't she have hung out with him? Why would you invite your friend to come spend the weekend with you at your sorority house and then have nothing to do with them or not go out with them unless you knew something was planned? I don't know. This entire case is jumbled and just a clusterfuck. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'm curious to know. But do you guys think everyone was in on this except for the girls? Sometimes it really does feel like it was a purge moment or something. I mean, we saw all the pictures of Dylan with the huge knives and stuff, and nobody ever even questioned her about that. And the interrogation wasn't even really like an interrogation. It was more of like a Q&A live stream or something. It was so weird. How could your friends be brutally attacked and unalived and you see their dead bodies and the destruction and demise they were left in, and nobody cried, nobody batted an eye, and everyone at the crime scene just stood there like this the next morning in their hoodies and shorts at that? And I only think that's weird because we know Hunter was like, I wore shorts and a hoodie, so you knew I wasn't going to be over there for long, man. Everybody could tell I was in shorts and a hoodie. Nobody was going to look at him and think that. That was weird, too. It just feels like the entire fucking thing was scripted, staged, whatever you want to call it. All I know is we're getting the fictional side of the story, not the true story. So I pray every day that the truth comes to light and that whoever did this is brought to justice, because nobody should ever go out in that type of way. I pray for the families, the parents, the sisters, the brothers. I can't imagine what they went through. And the fact that something like this could be done by more than one person, but one person takes the fall that wasn't even involved, will never fucking sit right with me. And I don't care what anyone fucking says. Justice for the Idaho 4 and everyone else who died accidentally before that.